project or series, because I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this really, really hot piece of steel, 5160, and I am going to forge this down, big old piece, into a Knights Templar Crusader style sword. I've already got the width that I want. What I have to do is straighten this thing. So I have to heat it up, straighten it, put a tip on it, and then start the grinding and cutting process. And then eventually I'm going to do a heat treat. Hey everyone. It's pretty freaking crazy hot in here already. Hey John, hey Blake, how's it going guys? That's not a good sign when I can do that and that scale comes off there. It's not a good sign. Honestly, it's kind of dangerous because that shit will come right back up in your face. And the shit's hot. Camera's going to pick this up or not. You see that heat differential? This shit's hot. I'm not touching it, but you see that lip? See how it's nice and hot? It looks like you got that line. That right there is where steel is folded over. That's no good. Can't have that anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point that. Heck yeah, it is going to be badass, John. Let's see. I've been good, man. Been working a lot. Been working way more than I cared to be, but it is what it is. Thing about 5160 steel is it's pretty forgiving, provided you keep it hot. In other words, you have to have a little window temperature wise to work in, and that's what it is. Hey Ben. Point the tip of this and then start working tip to rear. All right, start getting a good point going. The thinner that gets, the hotter it's going to get, the quicker it's going to get, because it's thinning out. It'll be kind of cool. Heck yeah, my Thanksgiving was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome, John. Thanks for asking, man. Everybody had had an amazing Thanksgiving. Heck, I know I did. Had a good time with the family. Had a really good time with the family. Kind of see what I'm doing. Pretty hot. What I'm doing is I'm forcing that taper to a point. That's going to be the tip of the sword. .5160 steel, you got to keep it hot. You got to keep it hot. Can't change it. Hey, Corey. See what I'm doing? I'm tapering it. Put a pair of gloves. It hasn't heat soaked yet. With that big piece of steel, by the time the heat reaches the other end, I mean, I've got a pair. I'll just use these when it heat soaks. Until then, they're kind of a safety hazard because I can't grip onto things the way that I need to. With this, I've got pretty good control. And it's not even hot. At least this section right here, it's not hot. That's another thing. You got to keep your work surface 100% clean. Actually got quite a few people watching. Molly, is the J watching? How come with 5160 steel it has to be 5160 steel? It's just the nature of the steel and how cold it is up here. I mean, it's probably about 50, 60 degrees here in the shop, and that's a big piece of steel. And I'm not sticking this in there all the way. Like, it's sticking out a good 2-3 feet, and it's not heat soaking through the entire work piece. And I've kind of got it set on this so it's off at an angle, so as everything's coming out, it's only hitting a portion of it, so it's not going to heat up the entire piece, which is really good. It still gets it crazy, crazy, crazy hot. This is almost a 1/2 inch thick piece of steel, so it's going to take a long time for this to heat up. It's going to take quite a while. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah, John, I'm going to have to come down to Tennessee and come hang out for a little bit. If I get time this summer, I'll have to come down, man. Another cool thing that I've learned, that you guys might find a little interesting, is the sound that the steel makes when it gets way too hot, or it starts cooling off. That's the sound of my hammer hitting my anvil. You hear that? It's got a ring. It's like a thud. Now remember that sound. I'm going to hit the anvil. Ring. Thud. Once it starts making a ringing noise, that's when you know that it is entirely way too cold, and by looking at your colors. I can look at this now. This is an orange to me, right in the center. It's too cold. Oh, heck. Yeah, John, we'll have to go do some fishing, man. We'll have to go do some fishing. I love catfishing, man. Oh man, I look like I got a freaking mop for a hairdo. actually kind of starting to get a little too hot in here. I'm starting to sweat like crazy. Go ahead and crack my door. Get a little airflow in here. Hi, Chris. Yeah, man, I'm all about that challenge for fishing. Sit in there for a little bit and let it heat up. Dude, night fishing for catfish is like the absolute best time to go. Get a little too hot, a little too toasty to keep my fingers near it. Alright. Those lines look pretty good to me. What I'm going to start working on is curving that tip. I'm actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to leave that the way it is, and I'm going to work on straightening it, because this whole big huge piece has got a curve to it, and then it's got a little wiggle up top. I got to figure out. Soapstone on it, eyeball it into shape. Debating on whether I should fire up a power hammer. Power hammer would be pretty nice to use to straighten it, but I think it would warp it and twist it and do all kinds of weird crap to it. temperature this is at, spring steel is going to 100% hold its shape. Now I'm going to get some gloves on. Because this is going to be freaking hot. Another good tip, if you got your gloves and you don't like store them in like a Ziploc bag or anything, go ahead and take your welding gloves and throw these on the ground. It'll make sense here in about 2 seconds. Go ahead and step on them. I stuck my hand in my gloves one time, and there's a big old massive brown recluse in there. So it kind of sucked. But if you're stomping on them, and it's way enough like I do, you know, you ain't gonna have no spiders in there. Give it a good smack off of something. Now, these gloves, all nice and spider free. I hate spiders too, John, but it's a little tip I learned from an old pipeline welder. See, these gloves that I've got on right now, these were actually my grandpa's back when he first got into welding. These are just no name brand, nothing fancy about them. They just freaking work, man. Yeah, she's hot. Got a little bend in it. Still has a damn bend in it. I'll put it back in. Another reason why I'm not wailing on it is because this anvil, as you hit it, energy has to go somewhere. Majority of it goes down through this log into the concrete floor and dissipates. What doesn't dissipate comes shooting straight back up into the workpiece, causing it to vibrate and bounce. What causes that is you've either got your workpiece way too cold, or you're just not holding it right. That was a joke. Mostly it's your workpiece is too cold. Hey, Andrew. actually looks pretty damn good to me. A little bit more to go though. I've encountered a second problem for tonight. I've got a warp closer back towards my hand. About right there. So the problem with that is where this is located. My next warp that I have to straighten is right here. The whole rest of this part is about 1900 degrees. So that means I'm going to have to end this video right here and end it here or start another little project, because this is done for. I got to let this naturally cool down. In other words, let the heat come out of it, and then I can, since I got a little X marks spot right there, I know I can come back to that once this is cool. But this piece is extremely hot and it has heat soaked, so gotta break out the big tongs. And I gotta transfer this on the ground, or on a big old piece of steel. So now I can switch over and start working on my pommel. My pommel piece, as that's cooling, I debated on whether I'm going to make this traditional style guard or do like a Viking themed sword. I don't know what I'm going to do just 100% yet. I do know I am making a sword, and it's going to have a counterbalanced pommel. That's it. Oh man, that sucks. What sucks, John? So how I'm going to do this for the pommel, this is nice and cool. I'm going to do this is grab my soapstone. Oh, the warp. The warp, I just got to get it out. This right here. Take this. For this piece to round this and to make it, take it from being a square, I'm going to take, turn it so y'all can see it too. I'm going to take and round these corners around each individual corner, and it's all going to get smashed in and make a round sphere looking shape. So it's going to look pretty awesome. I'm kind of debating, see, because if I want to do a Viking style sword, that's kind of my backup if the Templar sword fails. So if the Viking or the Templar style sword fails, and when I go to smash these in, then I can always resort to doing a Viking style sword, because most of those had a flat with a lobe, and then they had lobes on it. If you erase these, you can see how it would be this. It's just these would be flattened. Can you see that? So either way, that's what I'm going to start on. And this I should probably wear gloves on, because this is over 1 inch thick piece of steel. I mean, this is pretty thick steel, and it's only going to get thicker and heavier. Oh man. So John, you down in Franklin, Tennessee? Are you whereabouts are you at down there? John Brady needs a break. Yeah. Oh yeah, he does. Oh yeah, most definitely. I think we could all use a little Viking sword, to be honest with you. East Tennessee. Dude, you're up in the mountains? Hell yeah. Hell freaking yeah. I'm definitely going to have to come down for a little bit. It probably won't be till summertime when I got plenty of vacation. Got quite a bit planned this summer, so I have to wait and see. Oh man, tell you what, after I get done forging all this, man, some pizza sounds pretty damn good. Either that or go get some Taco Bell. Heck yeah, man, I'll let you know. I don't know if I'll stay in a hotel or if I'll bring a tent or something. I'll probably end up staying in a hotel, but we'll let the weather dictate that. I'll just bring it just in case. Pizza with a big, hell yeah. The only problem is, I wish I could go get me some nice ale. Ale and a little bit of whiskey, but I can't because I'm on call for work. They could call me at any point in time and I'd have to shut this shit off and go into work. That's what kind of sucks. Sucks to be important is the best way I can put it. Well, I can tell that my steel is getting hot enough to start forging it. So I'm going to set this aside. See, I can tell the top portion of this is hot, but the bottom part isn't. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it on here, I'm going to rotate it, and you see what I'm talking about. How it's really, really hot at the bottom, and at the top it's kind of cool. Let that sit in there for a little bit. I shoved it a little farther in. How long does it take to finish the project? In all honesty, it doesn't take that long. It's just a little difficult when you work full time and then you get off of work and then you gotta clean up the house, take care of everything, take care of the animals, and then whatever time's left over, I come out here, or people are always getting a hold of me to want things fixed or worked on. So it's just whenever I get time. Other than that, it's just a hobby that I really, really enjoy. John, oh no, that does suck. Well, it sucks, man. Gotten hot enough where I can start working it. I just have to be really, really conscientious about which corners I hit. I'm rotating it any which angle, so that way when I smash it in on itself, I'm not developing a flat spot. Oh yeah, being on call does suck, man. It absolutely does suck. But the pay is really freaking good, man. So I can put up with it. Generally, the work-home life balance is pretty nice too. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up yet or not. See that line developing in the steel right there? That is the edge of the flat spot. Gotta turn this. Well, the interesting thing is, John, is I'm only on call when there's snow coming in. So sometimes, you know, I won't have to deal with it, and sometimes I will. I think tomorrow at about noon I'm going to get called into work. That's how that's going to go. Because there is a system moving in, and I'm going to have to deal with it then. So, this is what it is. Pay's going to be nice. It'll be a nice 16-hour day. So, it'll be real nice. And then, on top of that, working as much as I do, you know, getting paid every 2 weeks, man, you get a nice, healthy check. Yeah. Snow is pretty nice. I wish I could, because that would mean I wouldn't have to go into work. Oh man. Snow comes, donuts. Yes, with snow comes definitely donuts. Or your friends riding in the back of a sled tied to the pickup truck. Or you get real crazy and decide to put a canoe attached to it, and then take off through the back 40 in the pasture. That good times, man. Good memories. It's funny how some of us just didn't die. What good times. Another thing, when you're doing this type of work, you gotta imagine like you're trying to drive a chisel into a piece of steel, or you're trying to split a piece of steel is the best way I can describe it. See how rounded those corners are now? See that? Let's show it. See how rounded that is? It's nice and round. This side it looks pretty good. It's nice and round. I'm not smashing it. I want to compress it and round it. Honestly, I'm thinking about firing up my power hammer, but I don't know if I can get that level of precise, everything being as precise as it should be. Hey Chris, how's it going? I got everyone on here tonight, it seems like. that's another thing about 5160 is you gotta let the shit heat up. You cannot let it get cold, because as you're beating it, it will develop all kinds of stress cracks in it, and it will just look like crap. And it kind of sucks. I'm gonna go back over here and check my wall. I can just tell by the temperature. I'm about 5 feet away from that thing, and it's almost unbearable. Like, I am sweating like crazy in here. See how flat it's getting now? How did you learn to weld? I went to a welding school, National Pipe Trades, in Decatur, Illinois is the place I went to. I went to a trade school right out of high school, and I absolutely loved it. At first I was not very good at it. Just like anything in life, the more you practice at it, the more you do it, the better off you're going to get. I got certified to do 6G pipe, and got all my tests, got everything welded up, x-rayed, and then pipelines got shut off. Keystone pipeline completely got shut down. So that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a pipeline welder. And didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So then I decided, well, I can weld. So I went to go work on them windmills, giant, massive windmills, and welded those together. Those were a lot of fun. That I went to go do that for was a company called Trinity Towers, and it's not around anymore, or at least the building's still there, but you know, it was a good place, good money, crazy hours. I didn't shut it down. Yeah. The time that I'm talking about is when Obama shut them off. Obama just shut it off altogether. Why, I don't know, but it is what it is. That time frame would have been like 2013, 2014 time frame. I just realized my piece fell over. This is why you don't use split jaw tongs, because the piece can come out like that and then it'll go back straight. So now I gotta figure out something to get that out. how rounded everything is getting now? How rounded and squared up that is. It'd be kind of nice when it's all said and done. Set that right there in the doorway. Another good tip, if you're using toms, what's your concealed carry nowadays? Oh man, Glock model 22, buddy. Carried this thing since 2016, since before my little girl was born. Carried that one for a long time, man. Totally worth it, man. Hey, you should go check out the YouTube channel, John. I've got some pretty awesome videos up on there. Been doing a lot of work with law enforcement and training and stuff, and it's freaking awesome, man. That's the same one you showed me a long while back. Yeah, the only thing I've done to it is I've upgraded my night sights. My eyes are getting a little weird, so I just put a bright colored dot on it, and I put a new recoil spring in it. Same barrel, same everything. I've shot the thing so much that it's the finish is starting to show through into the bare steel, so it's looking nice. Let's see. Oh, hey, Kaylin. Phone keeps popping up, slow connection. I can't read everything. Hey, what's your... It's same as my call sign in the group. It was Prepper 27, and it's literally Prepper 27. And if you can't find it, type 2711 after it, and it'll come up. What you doing? Well, I am making a sword. Making a sword, bro. This right here is going to be the pommel. I got the big old sword down there at the bottom. After I get off of here, I'll have to give you a call. See what you're doing, man. Everybody's Thanksgiving. Hopefully it was freaking awesome. Starting to lose some hairs on my arm standing too damn close. Hell yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So proud of you, my friend. Hell yeah, man. Hell freaking yeah. Kaylin? Hell yeah, man. I can't complain either. Wish I wasn't on call, man. I'd already be in Mattoon. Being Mattoon, wanting to hang out with everybody. thinking what I'm going to do, this is taking a little bit longer than I want it to round these out, but they are getting there. It's getting pretty round. It's getting pretty symmetrical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside, let this cool off, because I'm thinking I'm going to be a little quicker using the grinder and running the grinder and trying to video all at the same time. No one's going to be able to hear me or be able to talk to me, so that kind of sucks. Hey, Jeremy. Another thing I do, and I've noticed other smiths, you always got to keep your work surface 100% clean. Can't have anything on there. What I do, take this, dip this in here, let this soak on there. And all this is cooking oil. Cooking oil lubricates the tongs, keeps them from rusting, and then on top of that, when I shut everything down here in a little bit, nothing on here will be rusted, so I won't have a bad workpiece. This cooking oil is pretty hot because the anvil's been worked pretty good. I just rub on a little coat. Smells like cooking French fries in here, man. Only there ain't no taters in these in here. Let me get this. Well, hey brother, it's great catching. Thank you, John. That's awesome, man. I'm gonna get off of here too, man. I gotta call one of my good friends. I gotta call them. So take care, y'all. Bye.